In today's episode of the Pathway Presents podcast, I got a very interesting guest here with me today. I'm with Liz Bohdan, and she's heading over as a marketing director at epaCUBE. And today we want to be learning much more about how this technology is used as it's, basically helping the wholesale distribution industry that are being, supported to optimize their pricing, right? That might be electrical, industrial, construction, and much more. So today we want to really figure out what the product is all about, but also how Liz is thinking about growth for the company. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Of course, yeah. So maybe tell us a little bit more about the solution. What is it all about in your own words?
Yes, so epaCUBE, we specialize in pricing optimization. We have several pricing solutions that are designed by distributors for distributors. So our solution is coming from people who have worked in the distribution business for years and years and years. And that's how we're able to give you the best pricing solution for your business. And like you said, we work with HVAC and electrical and industrial and so on. So with our 20 years of experience, we go ahead and do customer segmentation and use our industry experience to help you use your data and other aspects to come up with the best pricing solution for you and your customers.
Very cool. When we're talking about the distributor that would benefit most from epaCUBE, like, is there a certain size that they would need to have? We talked a bit about the industries already, but what makes somebody a great fit for the technology?
So I think pretty much every distributor could benefit from this. epaCUBE on its own, we do work with more middle market sized distributors, but I mean, overall, a pricing strategy would be helpful for any distribution company.
Very cool. Now,
Yeah.
how do people learn about epaCUBE? Like, what's their journey like? Like, what are the channels that you guys are leveraging now, but also the ones that you're excited about for the future? Maybe tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so this is a really fun question. Because we've been around 20 years, we have a very big word of mouth business, which we know that's part of marketing is getting to know your people and then your people tell other people about you. So that's one of our biggest channels, but honestly, we are at a lot of networking conferences and annual conferences for partnerships that we're a part of. And so we get to meet a lot of really cool businesses there and they get to learn about epaCUBE and how we can help them. And as far as your question about what are we doing in the future, so we are really taking advantage of LinkedIn and LinkedIn ads because that's a lot of where our persona hangs out. And so we are really discovering that network right now, in addition to our usual conferences and word of mouth.
Very good. And what's your take on the website? Like, what do you think? What role does the website play at the moment? How do you think about it? What role will it play in the future?
So our website is really a place where you can find basic information on each of the products that we are offering. And then our main focus is scheduling a demo because we know that if we can get you in person and show you how our product works, we can pretty much close the sale.
Mhm.
However, with that being said, websites need updating. And what's exciting there is we actually have a beautiful refresh coming in the next like 2 to 3 months. So you will be able to see video content that will show you what our product does because, as marketers know, video is king right now. And so we will have videos coming that will show you about our product and who we are and what we do, in addition to just a easier functioning site. So it is playing a huge role for us.
Very good. Now, what I'm curious about is not that you're sort of, going into updating and the website. You've had a lot of experience, of course, as a marketer in previous roles. You actually were running a marketing business as well. What have you learned over the years when it comes to driving results from the websites, conversions? Like, is there any like tools, methods, approaches that you found to be helpful and that you've seen over the years?
Yes. So this is the good thing about being from an agency and also running my own consultancy is you learn a lot of tricks along the way. Not every method fits every business. And so you really need to understand the business you're in and who your audience is in as to whether or not it's going to work. One of the biggest things I've learned is about fluff. It is not about how pretty it is. It is not about, especially in emails or, sites, it's all about how simple it is because people need to be able to use it quickly to get to whatever they are looking for. So sometimes the most beautiful site may not be the most converting site because it's got too much going on or it lags. So I have learned to cut out the fluff. It's not all about how pretty or perfect it can look.
Very good.
I would say the other thing too to that strategy is it's a long game. So we're not going to just get a bunch of traction within a month. It's really about how sustainable your method is too. So whether that's SEO, your content you're putting out, whether you're revamping with videos and keeping up with what's going to be best for your audience or your persona. So.
Very good. Now, switching gears slightly, right? Touched up on a little bit your story as a marketer, a little bit. What I'm curious about, with so much content out there for marketers, where you could study and read all day long, blogs, podcasts, whatever it might be. Where do you personally find high quality information? Like, what's your go-to resource with all the noise out there?
Honestly, it is LinkedIn. LinkedIn's one of my favorite places to find some of the up and coming things, or even, failures people have when trying certain pieces. It's my network. I talk to a lot of my friends who are marketers, and we all work in very different industries. So it's really interesting to see what works for them, what doesn't, what did you try? For example, I just spoke to someone yesterday about emails and email strategy. So those are probably my main two, but I definitely read a lot as well. So I like to keep up to date as much as possible.
Very good. I got some rapid fire questions actually that will, wrap it up for today as we're slowly getting to the end of the show. Are you ready for this?
I am ready.
So what would be the last book that you read?
Oh my gosh. So I actually read mainly fiction recently, just because it's been holidays. So I just need a break. But Golden Girls is the last one I read there. But as far as like professional development or personal development, I read Untamed by Glennon Doyle. That was fantastic. Yeah.
What would be the one single thing that your company is focused on the most at the moment?
We are focused on sustainable growth and relationship building. We're really looking for how we can grow, not necessarily quickly, but sustainably. And how can we teach more people about pricing solutions and how we can get them more ROI.
If there would be no boundaries in technology, so you would have a magic wand, what would be the one thing that you would fix for your role as a marketer?
Oh my gosh. This is a tough one. If there was a magic wand for my role, honestly, I think it would have to do with personas and communication, being able to really have the answer of who my persona is instead of, it kind of shifts from time to time, but being able to then communicate to exactly what they're looking for, what they need in the spot that they're at. I mean, that would be
makes sense.
Amazing.
And for the very last question, I'd like to do a little bit of time travel, if you allow.
Okay.
Let's go back to the University of South Florida, right?
Okay.
So you're heading out of formal education back then into the world of business, growth, marketing. What would be the advice that you would give yourself for your journey as a marketer?
So interesting story there. Leaving USF, I actually was not in business or marketing. I became a teacher. Yeah. Yes, a high school English teacher. And so if I were going to speak to my current marketing self or other marketing fellows, I would say it's not so much what you're learning in the text of the class, it's really the experience you're getting out of it. So what are some of the life lessons you're getting? What are the observations you're making based on the people you interact with or network in? And what is the underlying message that your professor is giving you? Because being a former educator, I know that it's not just about, reading Pride and Prejudice and analyzing the characters. It is, what are the behaviors that you're learning? What are the archetypes that you're learning, and how can you apply that? Because as marketers, especially here at epaCUBE, we are human-centered, and I'm a human-centered marketer. It is about the people, because our product is not the savior of the day. They are. So it's how can we support them to be the hero of their story?
Awesome. Very cool. Now, Liz, I really appreciate you joined us today for the epaCUBE Presents podcast. I want to give you the very last word. If somebody would be forgetting all that we discussed about epaCUBE today, what's the one single thing people should remember?
Oh, thank you for having me, first of all. But to remember about epaCUBE, we are here to help you with pricing. And like I said, we're human centered. So we are here to hold your hand along the entire journey you have in pricing. We aren't a software company that you just buy our software and we leave you be. We are here to help you day by day to make pricing decisions that are great for your company and then your customer.
Liz, thanks a lot for being a guest on Pathway Presents.
Thank you for having me.